Good morning, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Welcome to this thing that I do called Thor's Entertainment. I am Thor, and today we are busting out an almost Valentine's Day edition of Fatal Friday. Fatal Friday being the series I do where I take main roster and cameo fighters from Mortal Kombat 1 and I go into the Kombat League trying to get their unique finishers. And in this special edition of Fatal Friday, I am taking a very special cameo fighter and trying to get their super appropriate Valentine's Day finisher. So I took a look at the finishers for all the roster characters and the cameo fighters, try and find what I felt was the most appropriate one for the holiday, and the one I ended up settling on was cameo Sonyablade, and her finisher titled Kiss, which, by the way, Kiss is just a super underwhelming name for any finisher in Mortal Kombat. Like, it's very plain. Like, it's not Kiss of Death or Kiss of Doom or Kiss of Destruction. It's just Kiss. Yeah, okay, sure, why not? Close enough. But yeah.
My sister told me of the conspiracy you uncovered.
Saterans like me won't be safe until it's smashed.
Take one. Action.
But yeah, we're going to be getting that fatality for Sonya, and I'm pairing up the cameo Sonya with the main roster character, Kitana. So let's go ahead and see what these two can do in preparation for Valentine's Day. So something worth pointing out whenever it comes to this video was I had been planning to do a Valentine's Day video for quite some time because there were like 3 characters who had some very appropriate finishers for the occasion. The ones that came to mind were the cameo Sonya, as I previously described, but also Kitana herself because she has a fatality that's also a kiss of death. And then Melina also has something kind of similar. One of her brutalities involves her going in for what looks like a kiss before she eats your face or head or something along those lines. So all 3 felt pretty on brand for Valentine's Day before I ended up settling on Sonya. Thing is, I made that decision like during December and then just never got around to the video until today. So yeah, not only is this going to be my Fatal Friday video, I am putting it out same day. And I had to kind of scramble to get this one together, unfortunately. And normally whenever I decide to focus in on a character, I go into the practice mode with them for at least an hour, and then I sometimes also go into the invasions mode to try out what I was practicing against a target that actually moves around. And then I'll go into the Kombat League feeling fairly prepared. In this case though, in order to try and get the video within the time frame I wanted to as a pre-Valentine's Day special, I had to limit my practice quite a bit. And by limit, I mean you are going to see my 5-minute preparation Kitana and Sonya. Fortunately, this is not the first time I have used this pairing. Like, I have done this in practice mode before, I've used this in invasions mode before. It's just been a little while. So I'm not going to be completely without a clue what to do with these characters, but I'll be the first to admit I am improvising here quite a bit in order to try and make this work. And even improvising, I found myself having some pretty good luck because it only took 2 attempts for me to get this fatality. The set prior to this, I ended up facing off against a Havoc user, and even though I did end up losing it, every single match that we had went into a 3rd and final round, so it was pretty close. And then here, against this Reptile individual, I do end up getting the fatality. So yeah, only 2 attempts after 5 minutes of practice. I will take that. And why exactly did I go with the cameo Sonya for this video over the other characters? Well, honestly, there wasn't like an amazing reason. Like literally, I looked at the fatality, I'm like, oh, this is the only one that has a little heart symbol in it. That's the perfect one for this video. And that's about as much thought went into that. Oh shit, thank you, Sonya. And I was today years old when I realized that Sonya's forward throw is an RKO. Which, if you're not a wrestling person, the RKO is the signature move of Randy Orton the Viper in WWE. And I am pretty sure I do that forward throw a lot in this fight, so I am actually considering doing a little RKO counter for this video. Because that is fucking amazing. Sonya Blade with an RKO out of nowhere. And now that I think about it, I think that's also the highest damaging forward throw for a cameo fighter, so I kind of love that the RKO is the highest damaging throw. That's fucking awesome. And Reptile goes for a YOLO fatal blow while I was in the air, and I land just in time to block it, but I don't really get the opportunity to punish it as well as I could have, considering I was just trying to block it. I wasn't even too worried about the follow-up because I was kind of certain that it was going to hit, so I was just amazed that I got the block off in general. And with that, the very first match goes in my favor, so I get a score of 1-0, and we'll be continuing on to the second match. I did not go ahead and do the fatality there because I prefer to go ahead and win the entire set of a Kombat League set, and then do the fatality, because at that point I feel like I have truly earned the fatality. Like, the only exception to that is whenever I was playing as Natara and I was dealing with a bunch of people quitting.
Being the Empress's emissary is a great responsibility.
I am ready for it, Your Highness.
I am going to go ahead and make sure I know the inputs for this fatality. I'm not getting it mixed up with anything else. One of the downsides of only having about 5 minutes of preparation is it's entirely possible that I have mistaken the inputs for that fatality, and I don't want to be pressing back when I should be pressing forward or some crap like that. Pretty sure I did that with Omni-Man back in the day, and it's something I don't really want to repeat again since it takes multiple attempts in order to get a fatality whenever you screw it up quite like that. And yeah, like I said, with this level of preparation, if I get a victory, I want to make sure I capitalize on it. And of course, Reptile didn't waste any time while I was checking that fatality, which I don't blame him. If my opponent's just standing there not doing anything, I'm probably going to take advantage of that too. If they continue to stand there, I'll give them a little bit of time. That way, you know, I actually have a challenge in the fight. But if they're just fucking around, then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get some damage in. All right, we are both below 30% in. Both of us are in Fatal Blow territory. It's going to be a photo finish. I would really like to win this with a Fatal Blow if I can. Okay, Kitana's Fatal Blow goes a pretty decent range. So let's go ahead and get some distance and YOLO Fatal Blow. And he blocks it. And fuck, okay. I honestly didn't think he would be able to get close enough to me to punish that, given the distance, but yeah, his alligator roll was a pretty safe choice there, and it ended up winning him the round, so good for you, Reptile. So maybe I shouldn't throw that Fatal Blow out randomly anymore for the rest of this match, and yeah, maybe things could have been different, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and continue into this second round and see how things go. So going into this set with Kitana and the kameo Sonya blade, I kind of only had 2 combos that I knew for a fact would go over 300 damage. The rest of it was going to be me just kind of experimenting in real time. And I do get an opportunity to do some of those in this fight, but I don't land as many of them as I would have liked to have. So that may be something I work on in the future if I continue to use this pairing, because I feel like there's more potential there. And Reptile goes for a YOLO Fatal Blow, so up block, and this round is going to be over. Yeah, Reptile was the very first character I ever picked up in this game, and I used him a lot in the early days of Fatal Friday because I went for his finishers, Frost finishers, and Sareena's finishers, all using Reptile as the first set of videos I ever did for this series. So I've used Reptile a lot, and because of that, I have plenty of experience having thrown out a Fatal Blow that somebody up-blocked, and then they destroyed my life. So it is nice to actually see myself on the other side of that and taking advantage of somebody else doing the same thing. But yeah, the Fatal Blow by itself is already very punishable, but I believe if you up-block it, it takes away the pushback, so you stay right up in Reptile's face, and it's just way easier to punish that attack. And I end up slipping up a little bit here towards the end, like, he ends up getting a decent enough combo against me, and I just barely don't have Combo Breaker, or at least 3 meters to use on the Combo Breaker, so I end up having to eat like 290 damage. So yeah, this Reptile was starting to get some decent momentum against me. Oh, now that is interesting. So Reptile went for the Fatal Blow, but I'd already thrown a fan at him. The thing is, I didn't think that would break armor. Like, that's 1 hit. I thought it took 2 at least to break armor. That's kind of weird, but okay, I will take that. And Combo Breaker that. I don't need a comeback. He does a Lizard Drop, and with a low stab, we win the match. And let's go ahead and kick off this Fatality.
Fatality. Kitana wins.
And there it is. That is the Kiss Fatality for Sonya Blade, my kameo fighter. And that is going to be the pre-Valentine's Day special fatality for this video. So yeah, there were certainly some struggles with this pairing considering I did not have much preparation before trying to pull it off, but hey, we did in fact pull it off, so that is all right. And I will be showing off the fatality one more time at the very end of this outro, that way we can enjoy it one more time as well before parting ways and just bask in all the energy of Valentine's Day. Now, one thing I am kind of considering is whether or not I want to do one more video for the occasion. After all, I could release one on Valentine's Day as opposed to just the Friday prior. Like I mentioned earlier, there are at least 2 other characters with similar kind of romantic killing actions, so we could easily take advantage of that and make one more episode. We shall see though, keep an eye out for that if it does occur. For now, though, that is going to be it for this episode of Fatal Friday. If you enjoyed it, feel free to check out some of the other Fatal Friday videos on the Thor's Entertainment channel. And if you're just really into the Mortal Kombat stuff, also check out the story mode playthroughs I have done for the other Mortal Kombat games. You may enjoy that as well. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close everything out here. Thank you for watching this video. Again, my name is Thor. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Fatality. Kitana wins.